Come on guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. On my channel, I do a lot of stuff that seems shocking to a lot of people. To other people, it doesn't seem so shocking because, I mean, it's like they say, nothing new under the sun. But this story right here, I was supposed to do this morning, and then I got caught up with a bunch of other stories, but I'm jumping into it now. But I mean, this has to be talked about. And this story right here is about this woman right here. This woman is Rebecca, let me see this, Gussage-Johnston. That's her name. She's three names, Rebecca Gussage-Johnston. She's from Tampa, Florida, out there in Hillsborough County. Now, I don't know anything about Florida like that or Hillsborough County. So if anybody's in there, just comment and tell me how it is out there. But this woman right here did something that's very strange. And before I get in there and show this video clip, let me tell you a little bit about her. This woman right here is 24 years old. She has a husband, a daughter, and she did have a 2-year-old son. But what she did to this child for punishment is beyond me why she thought this would end up right. So without further ado, let me jump in there and just show this to you guys, and we'll come back and talk about it. Let's go.
24-year-old Hillsborough County mother is charged with murdering her son. According to the arresting officer's report, the child's mother said the 2-year-old boy acted out and she punished him. News Channel 8's Brittany Muller has that story.
The report says the toddler's mother watched her son take his last breath and die in her arms. She did not call 911 despite having a working cell phone. Toys left outside this RV where family says 24-year-old Rebecca Gussage-Johnston lived with her 2-year-old son Eli, 8-month-old daughter, and their father on this commercial property. The report says deputies found a 2-year-old boy dead here, suffering from head trauma, wounds, and bruising.
When they arrived, what they saw was just horrific. They saw a child strapped to a chair, signs of extreme neglect, abuse.
Gussage-Johnston admitting to strapping Eli in a booster chair as punishment for him acting out and screaming. The report also says Eli was caged to the chair for 15 hours. The next morning, Eli's mother told authorities she found her son flipped over and watched him suffer from seizures and shaking uncontrollably.
And we know that every parent's gotten frustrated, but we could have helped her with some tools and tips and tricks to be able to deal with that frustration so that child wouldn't have had this horrible ending.
Nikki Daniels is with Champions for Children. Their mission, child abuse prevention. Daniels says 1 in 4 kids in Hillsborough County are victims of child abuse or neglect in their lifetime.
For us, it's about attachment and bonding, because if we can help parents attach and bond to their children and then give them the tools that they need, child abuse is much, much less likely to happen.
Champions for Children offers a wide variety of classes, all for free. If you believe a child is in danger right now, you can call 1-800-96-ABUSE. Brittany Muller, 8 on your side.
Well, guys, those are the details, and they are horrific. Now, when they played that video clip, and I watched it before I recorded it, I froze it and paused it and zoomed in on it to get some of the details that they didn't show where they went through it so fast. Let me tell you something. It said she had him in that chair. Let's start with that first. A car seat for 15 hours. Guys, I cannot sit in a seat for 15 hours no matter where it is or how comfortable it is. Can you? Think about it, unless you're sleeping. This boy, she said, was acting out, crying and throwing a tantrum like kids do. You could have spanked him and just let him cry it out on the couch like everybody else do. There's different ways of disciplining children. At 24 years old, Miss Rebecca, you know better. You got a baby that's way older than that, so you had experience. Unless she just survived your nurturing. Who in their right mind thinks I'll sit a baby in a chair for 15 hours to teach them a lesson? I told y'all, little boys catch hell a lot of times more than little girls do sometimes. They think even though it's a boy, they can take it. They're not men yet. They're not built like that. He in a car seat for 15 hours, guys. Can you imagine that? Strapped in. You know he's crying. You know he's getting hot. What do the kids do when they cry a lot? They sweat. He's sweating in that seat. It's uncomfortable. He probably itching. He's exhausted. I know in them 15 hours, Miss Rebecca, he stopped crying at one point. What you guys think? I know that baby ain't crying no 15 hours straight over a tantrum. He'd have went to sleep. He's 2. He'd have took a nap. Or he cried himself out. Why you ain't let him out? You know why I think she ain't let him out, guys? Look at her. And this is crazy to say, but look at that place. Look at where they were staying at. You know that place is hot in that SUV. You know it's hot in, I mean that, what is that, the RV? That RV, you know it's hot in there. She's sitting up there. It was hot in there. That little boy passed out. Man, God only knows what he went through. Seriously, he only knows what he went through. You want to teach him a lesson? You should have taught yourself a lesson. Look how deplorable it is. Look like where they live at. Now, she's supposed to get a husband and a daughter. Right? I think multiple times he would sleep, or, you know, he woke up and realized he was in the seat, started crying again. He was wet, sweaty, same diaper. She ain't taking him out to change him. Probably had diaper rash, all kind of stuff. Listen, I think they was high. Yeah, I said it. I think they was high or something. She's the only one that got arrested. The daughter and the husband wasn't there. So now she's there. I guess, I don't know what was going on. She going through it. She going through something. I don't know if it was withdrawal or something mental to where she let that boy stay in that chair. He was getting on her nerves that much. He was like, you know what, here. How do you sleep through that 15 hours? How did you sleep through that? Says she woke up in the morning to find the car seat flipped over and him on the ground, face down, seizuring in the car seat. He was already weak from being in there 15 hours. When he started convulsing, right? And that chair rolled over. Do you think that, guys, that he put his hands down to brace his fall? He was too disordered. He landed on his head, face first, boom. Having seizures. What it said in those reports, if you go back and zoom it in, if you can, when she found him, he was covered in dried vomit and feces. Disgusting. They need to have a chopping block outside, take her right outside. Get it over with. That little boy suffered. I mean, he suffered immensely. You're going to teach him a lesson. Teach yourself a lesson. Look at that place you staying at. I bet you the inside look worse than the out. You could have did anything. He could have cried, fell out, did whatever he wanted to do. You could have been in the house, cleaning up or doing something. It's always ways to vet the anger in children. You could have took him outside. He probably acted out because you wouldn't give him something. Probably something he needed. He might have been hungry. Just funny that she got a husband and daughter. She the only one arrested. I mean, he suffered, guys. I mean, Jesus Christ. She charged with murder, aggravated child abuse. He died in her arms, covered in shit and throw up. She gonna catch hell in jail. They don't play that shit when it comes to kids. She gonna catch hell. He's only 2. Think about it. How many stories have we seen, guys, or heard of about somebody being in restraint chairs, which they trying to ban in prison now? People get in a restraint chair and die within 2 or 3 hours. I think, what is it? Up to an hour. After an hour, it's considered inhumane to leave somebody in there. People are dying all the time in those things in prison, in jail, where people, it's not documented or they fixing the paperwork. I know that 2 people died when I was in prison. And you indoctrinating him to the world of incarceration early as hell at 2 years old, giving him the maximum penalty, death. She need her head knocked off with 3 dudes with hammers. But anyway, she'll get what's coming to her. May the little baby rest in peace, man. That's messed up. I just don't understand where the father was at and where the daughter was at, and how 15. It's so much with this. I can't. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.